Have you ever wondered what happened to cars after they were featured on TV programmes? Well, if you have, you're on the right channel. This time we are looking for the Volvo 480 limited edition and Mercedes 190e that were once featured on Flipping Bangers. So keep watching to see what we found out. So first up, we've got the Volvo 480 limited edition in two-tone paintwork, and this programme first aired on the 18th of May 2018. And this car had a registration number of K160HAU. Now, at the end of the programme, we see this car being bought by a chap called Paul, who's from Durham, up in the northeast of England. And then we can go on and check and see what's happening in this one. Do some basic DVLA check. Doesn't come up. Do a basic My Car check. Doesn't come up. It's not recognised on either. And that usually indicates that this car has been transferred to a private plate. And for long-time subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, now's a good time, they will know that this is often our kryptonite here, because once a car's changed its plate, unless you're very lucky, you're not going to find it. But we've been lucky this time. On the Facebook group for 480 owners, I managed to find this picture posted by Ollie Cannon, showing the very car from Flipping Bangers, but with a different registration number, K5 USP. And that comes up in all the checks on DVLA and on My Car check, and shows the change of plate. So this is the right car. So I got in touch with Ollie and I said, can you tell me more? And oh boy, did he tell me more. The information we got here is absolutely fantastic. Now, he saw this car advertised on the Volvo 480 forum, not the Facebook group. Remember good old forums, you know, for internet lunatics got fully developed? Weren't they great? And he saw it on there and went up with a friend up to Durham and purchased it off a guy called Paul. So that completes the story back to Flipping Bangers. And here's a picture of them when they collected. That's Ollie on the left and Paul on the right. And this was in March 2018. And Ollie had a long drive home because at the time he was living in central London. So that was a fair trek. So he gets it home, and in the May of that year, he puts on the K5 USP plate, which matches nicely alongside one of his other cars. Here you go, a Clio V6. I really like these cars. I know there were a few comments in their time, they possibly, you know, weren't as good as some of the other Clios, but what's not to like about a V6 rear engine? Sorry, I'm going on about, I do like them. Anyway, back to the plot before I get distracted. Ollie has spent an awful lot of time and money on this car. He's really put some effort into it. He seems to be a very fastidious owner. And just to touch some of the highlights of what he's got up to, he's done some minor rust repairs on it, even to the extent of taking the bumpers off and doing the paint behind those. He's given the underside a really good clean and applied a rust protection treatment to keep it safe for a long time in the future. He did have one little glitch. He had what was classed as a bespoke exhaust made for it in stainless steel, cost him £400, and it wasn't really what he was expecting. He was after something that maybe had a little bit of a burble, but not much more than standard. And when he got the car back, it was droning like a good one at around about 70 miles an hour, to the point where you needed to wear ear defenders. So he's eventually replaced that with a standard exhaust pipe. He's upgraded the brakes with those from a 480 turbo, and also done the suspension. He's replaced that with some Bilstein parts, and also the tyres. He's put a full set of Michelins on it, so he's not skimping on this car. And also he's invested in the sound system. He's upgraded that, but also put in sound deadening inside the doors and under the carpet. So as I said, his attention to detail is phenomenal. For example, the front number plate holder, because the private plate has a shorter number of letters, he's actually shortened the number plate holder to suit the length of the number plate, and that's really going the extra mile. Rear light wise, he's had to invest in some really expensive replacements from France. And the reason I mention something sort of fairly mundane like lights, apparently if you're looking at a 480, important thing to look at is the condition of the rear lights, because apparently they suffer from UV damage and they also get very brittle from it, and they are very difficult to source replacements. So check out your back lights. But this is absolutely no garage queen. It's done about 30,000 miles since the show, and he's taken it on driving holidays. He uses it for collecting timber from the builders merchants. He puts roof bars on it and takes bikes around, so it definitely gets used. But one picture he posted that I really did like, is this one from central London, where he was parked alongside what was really probably the 480's predecessor, which was a P1800, which I thought was a really nice shot. MOT wise, it's bounced along quite nicely, not really having too much dramas apart from October 19. And I said to Ollie, what happened here? Because obviously there's quite a lot of failures, but apparently he took it to an MOT station in central London that had very nice Bentleys out at the front and so on, and they didn't seem to understand older cars and just went to town on it. And when he went to collect it, they said, oh, do you want to scrap it? And he decided he wouldn't be doing any more business with them. So he took it to another garage, which gave him a much more sensible summary on it. Did have some failures, but he got those fixed and got it back on the road. The last MOT on that one had expired in September 2023, and it's been off the road since. But as we're starting to learn with Ollie, it's not just resting there. He's replacing the engine and gearbox with a 2-litre version, which also has the aircon on it. And he's hoping to have it back on the road for this year. And he's, in his own words, he's going to have the best engine and gearbox combination. It's going to have aircon and the best paintwork. So he's really happy with it, and it's glad to see that that car is really being loved. So next up, we've got the 1990 Mercedes 190e, registration number G796KOG. And this episode first aired on the 24th of May 2018. Now, as I often say, the heartbeat of a car is often in its MOT. And if we look at the history of this one, it had an MOT back in 2006, which expired a year later, and then it goes completely quiet until Flipping Bangers picked it up in 2017. They put it in for an MOT in the May, and interestingly at that point, it had only done 700 miles since the MOT back in 2006. Now that MOT ran as usual for 12 months, that expired, wasn't represented, then appears for another MOT in September 20, so it's been out of MOT a couple of years there, where it passed with some advisories of minor corrosion and so on, but again it's only done 850 miles since the Flipping Bangers MOT, so this one really isn't doing a lot of work. There was a change of keeper a month after that MOT, so that suggests someone got it MOT'd and sold it on. And then it went quiet. We look on my car check, there's no record of it being exported or scrapped. But what did come up was just a few days ago, it had had a change of keeper. So I thought, oh, that's quite interesting. What can we find on that? So I dug around the internet and eventually came up with this completed item on eBay, where it was for sale by Advanced Motors down in Windsor, where it had been on offer at £1,350. And looking at the pictures, this car does actually look still in remarkably good condition, and has only done 500 miles since the MOT it had, back in 2020. But obviously it's currently out of MOT. So again, this car really hasn't done a lot since the show. I managed to get hold of the owner at Advanced Motors, Florian, and he was really helpful. He said he bought this car as a part of a package of 3, and his original intention was to build one good car from the 3. But as often as we'll all know, when you get a project started, sometimes time overruns you, and he decided to sell the cars on, and this one was obviously one of them. He says the new owner has told him that his intention is to take it to Ireland. Now, we don't know if that's Northern Ireland, which obviously means it will stay on DVLA records, or Southern Ireland, where it's ERA and it will obviously end up being technically exported. So, might be interesting to keep an eye on that one and see where it reappears. But it's great to know that one's still about, and as we can see, really hasn't done a lot of work since the show. As ever, thank you so much for watching. It's always appreciated, and do us a great favour, just give that subscribe button a whack. It does make a big difference to us here. I'll see you next time.